welcome to the Happy Child. So today let's read a story about two friends written by Sudhamurthy Garu. Let's read Friends Forever. Radha and Rohini were my students through their college days. They were inseparable friends and I learned they had studied together since the first year of school. I have rarely seen two friends who were so close to each other. They took all their classes together, attended lab with each other, and were horrified when I suggested they take different lab partners as I was in favor of my students changing their lab partners every semester so they could learn to work with different kinds of people. Of the two, Rohini was the quieter one. She was also very talented and could paint and embroider beautifully. In fact, often she would stitch similar clothes for herself and Radha, and people would think they were sisters. There was such perfect understanding between them that they never felt the need to make other friends. I would see them together and wonder what would happen to their friendship later in life and after they got married. As it turned out, Radha got married first to Ramesh, a civil engineer, and moved to Delhi. Rohini married Suresh, a mechanical engineer, and set up house in Bangalore itself. I would see her once in a while and ask her about Radha. Time passed and both had children. Meanwhile, I got more involved in my work with the foundation. In the course of that, I was planning to build an orphanage in the outskirts of the city. My funds were limited, so I was looking for someone who would take on the task of building the place at cheaper rates and yet do good work. Cheap is not always the best, is what I found out soon enough. One day, a man in his late 30s came to meet me. He gave me a wonderful quotation for the work. He had made out a detailed proposal and I was very impressed. So I asked him, "How will you do all this at the rate you have specified? Won't you be incurring a loss?" He smiled and replied, "Madam, this is something I want to do. It is not a business proposition. I am not making any profit on this." I was pleased to hear his answer and said, "It is always good to see young people getting involved in social projects. So are you a philanthropist too?" Now he grinned widely and answered, "Actually, someone very close to me wanted me to take on this work. I don't know if you remember her, but she talks about you very often. Her name is Radha and she is my wife." Now it all became clear to me. It also explained the name of his construction firm, Radha Constructions. "Of course I remember Radha, but I thought you were in Delhi. Have you moved here?" I left my job and started my own construction company in Delhi. It is doing very well and recently we moved here as I want to expand my work in Bangalore. Since Radha is from Bangalore, she too was keen to come back and stay here for a few years. Soon after we moved, she read in the newspapers about your work and also about this orphanage that you plan to build. She immediately asked me to draft a proposal and meet you with it. You know, it is my belief that Radha has brought me a lot of good luck after our marriage. There was no way I could refuse her. I was delighted to hear his story and especially that he attributed his success to my former student. "Will you tell her to come and meet me?" I blessed her in my mind for asking her husband to do this work for us at no profit. Radha came to meet me the very next day. Of course, she looked much older now. I was glad to see the happiness on her face. There is no greater joy for a teacher than to meet an old student who is doing well in life and is satisfied. Invariably, Rohini's name came up in our conversation. "So do you now dress in similar saris? Are your children as close friends as you two were at their age?" To my surprise, Radha remained quiet. Then she said, "I don't know why, but Rohini has changed a lot. You know, I was so keen to come back to Bangalore because of her too. She was almost like a sister to me. And I know that was the way she felt about me as well. But somehow things have changed. Our friendship is not the same anymore. Astonished at her story, I asked Radha to explain further. She said, Rohini has changed a lot. Whenever I go to visit her, she is very polite, but the warmth is missing. She talks to me like she would to a stranger and not her oldest friend. I have been trying to work out the reason, but I am still at sea. After talking for a while longer, Radha went back home. I felt I should talk to Rohini. Having been their teacher, I still thought of them as my students. Teachers tend to be under the illusion that their students will always listen to them. So I sent word for Rohini. She came to meet me at my office. I was seeing her after many months and was shocked to see her state. There was worry lines on her face and she looked tired. I tried talking cheerfully to her. So Rohini, what have you painted lately? Do you remember how you always used to pester me to give you a sari which you could embroider? Well, Radha gave me a plain sari yesterday. Will you make something on it? Quietly, Rohini replied, No, madam, I have stopped doing all that. What is the matter with you, Rohini? You seem to be under a lot of stress. I came to know from Radha that you are no longer friendly with her. Did she do something to hurt you? Not really, ma'am. You see, now there is a lot of difference in Radha's and my economic situations. Her husband is doing well, whereas we are having a lot of financial problems. I don't think it is possible for people of unequal status to be friends. Now that Radha is rich, she pities me. Why do you say so? Did she say anything to you? Whenever she comes, she brings expensive toys for my daughter and presents me with silk saris at the least pretext. She knows I cannot reciprocate. Perhaps she looks down at me and I am not comfortable around her. So I have tried to keep a distance between us. Now I understood, and Radha was not even aware of all this. I explained quietly to Rohini, Come on, you must realize that in a true friendship, the status does not matter. It is what you make of the situation. If Radha had given your daughter cheap toys, you would have said she is doing so because you are poor. It is not what Radha does, but what your interpretation of it is. You must have read of the friendship between Krishna and Sudama. One was poor and the other a king, yet they kept their friendship alive. Radha gives you what she can afford, and you too can try to give her something within your means. It need not be expensive. You are so talented. You can give her some paintings or make a dress for her child. It is not the price, but the thought behind a gift that matters. Don't spoil your friendship of so many years because of an inferiority complex. Give Radha a chance. Shall I tell you an interesting line that I read somewhere once? Rohini was quietly listening to me and nodded her head. I was born with relatives, but at least I can choose my friends. We both burst out laughing. Rohini went home looking much happier, and a few days later, I received a beautiful sari with intricate thread work done all over it. The card read, From Radha and Rohini. So, friends will be forever always. That's a nice story. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to my channel. Take care and bye-bye.